Hello and welcome to the River Mersey. I've literally put the rods in about 10 seconds ago. I've walked back to put the camera on the tripod and the right rod has just gone bang right over and back up. That's got to be the quickest bite in history. I didn't have time from when I cast the rod in to put the camera on the tripod and press play. It just went like that, bang. I'm here on the Mersey. I fished the low water mark close to here earlier. Managed to sneak a ray out. Wasn't the best session, but there was a ray. And I've just come here now, but the tide pull is a lot stronger than I thought. I've had the rods in literally seconds and I've already been pulled round a bit, but I've had one whack straight away. So this is like kicking off instantly by the look of it. It would be nice. It's about an hour and a half before high tide. I've got to leave bang on high tide because I've got somewhere to be. I'll show a little bit of what's going on in a minute, the rigs and what I'm doing. What I'm after, rays are on the menu. I wouldn't be surprised if anything else comes along, and it's not long till them cod show up, is it? It really isn't long. The weather has took a bit of a turn, the wind has changed, it's blowing the lines. You got wind with tide, which is not ideal because I am being pulled round a bit. But as I say, it's about an hour and a half till high tide, something like that, so the water should start slowing down soon, so that should counteract the wind and we should be fishing. Show a little bit of what's going on, what's happening, and hopefully we can get some fish. In my opinion, these are some of the essentials you need when fishing, not necessarily the crisps. I've sellotaped my pod to the railings because there is a bit of a pull, and I've got the clutches set should I get a big bite. So I'm there. You can see how the rods have pulled round to the right now, but I did definitely have one big whack on the right one about, well, 2 or 3 minutes ago. Essentials. The first one, a bin. Every fisherman should have a bin. I've had a little walk up and down here, and I've picked a plastic bottle up, a can, and some other bits of rubbish. When fishing for rays like I am, it's always good to have a T-bar, some pliers or long nose grippers of some sort. Obviously scissors, bait, and elastic and baiting needle is essential. I've got my bait here, which I'm using up from earlier. The only reason I've got it out now is because it is still froze, so I'm just letting it defrost. I'm only here for like an hour and a half. I'm going to make some squid and fish wraps. There's anchovies, there's little sprats. I'm going to try and sneak a ray out. But that is literally my little bit of go-to when I'm fishing. I have that, and obviously I have a rag. It just makes it all easy. Any baits that you get off, straight in the bin. Any rubbish, straight in the bin. You got everything to hand there. You just put your rod on the pod, bait up, and away you go. I can't believe how I've pulled round now. I honestly thought I had a fish within the first like 10 seconds. I was like, yeah, here we go, we're having it, but it wasn't to be. There is a bit of weed out there. I've had to wait for it to fill up a little bit, so I didn't want to be pulling it across any sand or shingle, but it's filled up enough now to get a fish in. There's a bit of tide pull left and right, not much, but there's a bit. And hopefully it won't take long till there's a fish on the bank. I tell you, this was only supposed to be a small tide. It's banging me round. It's making me think now, was that a bite? I'm pretty certain it was, because the way it went, it wasn't like a lead bouncing, but I'm being pulled round. I've just got a new lead out. I've been fishing 6-ounce grippers. I've just got a 8-ounce, I think is it a Gemini lead or something, I don't know. Just got a bigger lead out, so at least I can hold one out there, but this wasn't supposed to be this wasn't supposed to be happening. I wasn't supposed to be being pulled around like that. There's loads of weed coming through, which is why it's getting extremely heavy now. Maybe it wasn't a bite, I don't know. Maybe it could have been weed or something, I don't know. It did really look like a bite. You can only tell when weed hits the line or it's the flow. That was a proper like... We'll have a look. That bait's been out 10 minutes. Oh no, we're up against it, look. The bait is absolutely perfect. That has been out there. You know, I might even send that again. No, up against it on the Mersey. I'm not going to send it again because that's the wrong thing to do. You need to put fresh bait on, fresh smell. Even your little bits of plastic, look, get them in your bin. No plastic in the ocean. That's what they say, isn't it? That's the way to do it. I'm going to switch this lead over quickly. Just want to try and keep one rod out there in the mix because it's hard. Here comes another big plane right on cue. So we're going to pop that 6-ouncer off. And I'm going to wang this big 8-ouncer on. That's it, we've got an 8-ouncer on there now. Hopefully this one should hold a bit better. Right, I'm going to get a new bait on this and I'm going to launch it that way and hope it stays that way. And I'll bring you back. It's not looking good, this. It's looking a bit of a disaster, to be honest. It's all gone wrong, and it's so hard to cast from here because you've got trees and like a bank there, so I'm having to like give it a quick jerk. A quick jerk? Hurry up. You know what I mean. I can't get full leverage, it's got to be a quick thrust. So I've just put the left one out with that bigger lead on. Is it going to stay? The angle seems to be staying. Yeah, I think it is going to stay. I'm not going to change the right one because the bait was absolutely fine on the left one, so it doesn't make sense to change that one. So they're both in there again. I'm guessing both baits are fishing. There's so much weed coming down the Mersey. I don't know if you can actually see it from there. It is absolutely everywhere. There is a lot of weed out there. A damn lot of weed. About another 15-20 minutes has passed. Nothing's happened apart from loads and loads and loads of weed. We're pretty recent from the Storm Amy. We're not much after that, so maybe this is the aftermath of Storm Amy. It's only a small tide. I didn't think there'd be a lot of weed coming through, to be honest, but there's absolutely loads. And it's making me think now, when I thought I had that instant bite, there was weed in the water. Did I just go over a piece of weed and it's gone like... Possibly, but what I've decided to do is have a sandwich. Because normally, every time that I have a sandwich, the rod goes and I have to put the sandwich down. So I'm going to have a little nibble of this. And hopefully, when that happens, we normally get a bite. But yeah, on a serious note, it's just, it's not looking good, but I'll keep putting the baits out. Keep putting the baits out until I have to go. I'm going to make another couple of new sausages now. Squid, sprat and anchovy. Just keep getting them out. Maybe because it's going to start dropping dark in the next 20 minutes, half hour. Maybe that could bring something on, but I'm hitting the channel. The bites are presented. I'm in deep water. I'm on the Mersey. It could happen at any time, couldn't it? But it can be a cruel place, this Mersey. And I'm definitely no pro on the Mersey. I'm an absolute newbie to the River Mersey. Trying to learn it, because I want to learn it faster when the cod come in. But it's a big beast, isn't it? It's a big beast, the Mersey. The size of it. Considering it's a river, well, an estuary, river, whatever you want to call it, it is absolutely massive. Well, I'd like to say something's happened, but it hasn't. Nothing at all, apart from weed. Big clumps of weed everywhere. I've not felt the need to change this bait because I've got a feeling that the bait hasn't been touched. It's been in there for quite a while, to be honest. I've just got a feeling I'm going to pull a perfect bait in now. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping it's been crabbed and there's nothing there. It'll be a bit disheartening if I pulled in a perfect bait now after how long it's been in there. The left rod's obviously been changed. But there's just been nothing. Fished the Mersey all day today. You've probably seen the video before this one. I've had one bite pretty much all day and landed that ray earlier. But nothing at the moment. Oh, I think there's a wet wipe on here. The Mersey wouldn't be the Mersey unless there was a wet wipe on it. Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. Hey, there's a wet wipe. I'll pick that up and put it in the bin. That bait has been in that channel for a long, long time. That bait's still fishing. You just know, don't you? You know when it's not going to happen. And this is one of them sessions where I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to rebait, rechange, go again, keep going. Because you can't give up, can you? You just got to keep plodding on and keep chasing them fish. That's all you can do. You really can't do no more. I think I'm going to drop the squid and go all out fish on this one. Probably a couple of anchovies wrapped up together. Coming up to high water very, very soon. It's starting to slacken off already. I can see it. The weed was cannonballing through earlier. Now it's just like slowly coming through. There's been no fish at all come through in the last couple hours of this tide. Well, I say no fish, I haven't had a pickup. I've had baits fishing in the channel, so I'd have thought if something would have come along, even whiting or dogs or anything, not necessarily rays or congers, I'd have thought I'd have at least had a bite or something, but they just don't seem to be here. It's a little bit disheartening. I was thinking, yep, get up here, get in that channel, fish the eye water up until dark, and maybe catch a few fish. I'll fish the eye water up, it's getting dark soon, and not been a single bite. But I do say in every one of my videos, and I will keep saying it, it is real fishing. You see it as it happens. You don't get no realer than this. You know, I show as many blanks as I do catching, and that is something that I will always stick to on this channel. I will never ever just post videos of catching fish every time, even though it would be good. I wish I could catch fish every session. Doesn't matter who you are, you cannot catch fish every session. A lot of these YouTubers make it look like they do, but you just don't, do you? We all blank. To be fair, probably a few people can catch every session, but 95% of us anglers, like me and probably most of you watching this, we don't catch every session. We have our blanks. Well, you couldn't believe it, could you? I was just thinking, you know what, I'm going to have one more crack. There's been no boats all day. Surely something's got to come. And it did come all right. This is literally what I've just done. I've got both rods in. Got a new bait on the box there to put on that one. And I've just clipped this bait down and I've just put a big stink of goodness on there. Look at that, bit of fish and everything, clipped down, ready to cast in. And then what appears in front of me is that thing. And that has completely just churned the bottom up through the channel. I am going to cast the baits in because I've already got them on. But I was thinking one more cast we can do this, and then the River Mersey produces this monstrosity right in front of me, which has absolutely destroyed the bottom. The engines on them like will just rip the bottom up. Oh, this has been a cruel session. I was thinking one more cast, maybe we can make it happen, 2 big baits, and then that. River Mersey, you are not fair. Not fair. I cannot believe that that just happened. That big monstrosity there. I can't believe it just happened. I was thinking, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to put one cast in. It's getting dark. There's been no boats. Something's going to pass through, and I know. Well, I don't know, but I know people who fish here often. They say if a boat comes through or the boats are there, the engines suck that much up. It like sucks loads of water up. The fish just go, and I'm leaving in 15-20 minutes. But I am going to put a bait back in on each rod. Maybe we could prove it wrong, that the boats don't spook the fish. I cannot believe it, you know. You got HMRS scared of fish over there, as I've got 2 new baits ready to go out. Well, we're going to send them out anyway. God, I can see all the weed that it's churned up and all the shite, to be honest. Literally going to give them 15-20 minutes and then I'm going to get out of here. We're approaching high tide now. It's so awkward to cast here because you're really limited. There's like a steep bank going behind with trees, so it's sort of a little frost. A bit of a swing on. We're going to send these. Wow. See, that is exactly where that ship just went. It's about the same distance, if not a touch further, to be honest, but with a drop back, it's probably in the same vicinity. So I know for a fact that that is the channel, because them big vessels need, I don't know how much water they need, but they're going to need a bit of depth to get out them things. They're not going to travel through 6 foot of water, are they? So I know that is in the channel, which is where I've been hitting all day. How much depth do them boats need? I'm guessing, and I'm only guessing, I'm going to say they need at least 20 or 30 foot, something like that. They can't sail through 8 to 10 foot of water, surely, can they? Might be wrong. I've never drove a boat like that. I might be wrong, but I'm guessing they can't. That was like, you know, when you bait up and you're ready to go, oh, I can show you the turbulence that this boat's caused. Now, this is going to be a few minutes after when I'll show you what's happening here, but you can still see it. It's just like, it's like an aftermath effect. The water should be flowing that way. It's coming this way. Now, I'll show you in a sec. Let's get this in. It's winding a little bit because there's just no room to cast. And he's flicked all the weed up in my spot. There's not going to be any fish there. Let's send this. Bit of a swing under the tree. So I'm right out there. That is actually past where the boat was. Well, if effort equals reward, then I have been plodding on. I should get something. There are two stinky baits out there, right in the shipping lane. Somebody's got to... if there is a god up there, give me a fish. That's what I say. It's just nice to be out, though, isn't it? It is really nice to be out. Right. Clutch is set on both. Something I do all the time now is set my clutch. Something I've never really done. Right, I'm going to show you this. Look at this. The water, bear in mind, should be flowing from left to right now because we're just coming up to high tide. Have a look at this, what this boat's done. Idiot. HMRS, scared of fish. HMRS, blank. HMRS, crap video. My beautiful rods are in the water. Look at this. That is the pull from the boat. The water should be going that way. And that is just like turbulence, what is disturbed and sucked out. And that will continue to do that now all the way across there. But you never know, dear. Imagine if it did go now. That would just completely prove me wrong, and probably a lot of people wrong, wouldn't it? If them rods went now, or any one of them went now after blanking all day with no boats, if one of them went right after a boat, it would just squash the myth, wouldn't it? But I'm pretty certain that boat's done me. Look at all the crap it's... It went right for that middle bit, look, so that's like the aftermath. Come on! Both rods are in. I'm going to be throwing. Got loads of... Oh, my bait elastic, I only threw that then. I've got literally a tray of fishy bits there. I know a lot of people... I don't want to put that in my pocket, actually, that stinks. A lot of people just put the bait in a bag and bin it, don't they? I always throw mine back in. There's always something. Well, there's a saying, isn't there? Nothing at sea goes to waste. So I'll throw that in now. The seagulls, the crabs, the little fish, you know... I'll probably feed all the rays out. I'll probably all come here feeding on this. I don't get why people put bait in a bin. Obviously, all your plastic packaging, granted, definitely get that in the bin. When you see people like scrunching up loads of mackerel and squid and then putting it in a bin, and I'm like, why not? Like, there's a seagull here now dropping down. Look, like, give it back to something. If I can't catch a fish on it, I at least want to feed some wildlife. All right, I've got a cake in here. Cheers, Sarah. And this is my comfort cake for blanking, or what looks like it could be a blank. It's interesting though. See all these seagulls now, they was actually there before I threw that bait, and you can see the trail off the boat going all the way out to sea down as big vortexes. Excuse me. The seagulls, as soon as that boat went, the seagulls come out. Maybe that turned stuff up, dead fish, crabs, crustaceans, I don't know. So, it does make you think, doesn't it? If it turns stuff up for the seagulls, could it turn a load of stuff up? Could the fish, like, all start ploughing in now because there's been a disturbance? I know, like, when this is going back many years, we used to fish a lake. It was called the Sandal. I don't know if anybody's from this area. It was called Kings Winford in the West Midlands. It was just like a little pond that everybody could fish. And we used to rake it out because we used to stock fishing there, which we'd get from other lakes and drop in there. It was just like a little public pond. And we'd rake it out. We'd have rakes on the rope because it would get that weedy. We'd chuck the rake out. And the day after you raked it out, the fish would feed awesome because you disturbed the bottom up. And we used to put carp in there from probably places we shouldn't as a child, 13, 14 years old. You'd put fish in there. And it always used to fish best. I wonder if anybody's watching this now. It was only like a puddle then. It was only like an acre. But I put a grass carp in there about 25 years ago. When I put it in, it was about £7. And then I seen it get caught at like £9 and £12. We called it Big George. If the fish is there now, we're talking 25 years later. Be interesting to know if anybody knows that or anything about it. So I'll put him in there. I was actually the first one to catch him back out as well on a bit of floating bread. Big George, we used to call him, and he was a grass carp. But at the age of 13, 14, a fish of 10 or 12 pound, a grass carp was a big fish. I wonder if he's still in there. I wonder if that lake's even still there. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my cake. HMS Kill the Fishing has done me over. I'm going to have a slow pack up of all this and leave them rods 10 minutes. I'm going to have to get out of here. Still, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you know what, it could go. It could go. That's what I'm thinking. Come on. Not giving up. I hate giving up. Even though the tide's going to turn, it's going to be dark, I should be going, and there's a... Oh! I see a little rattle then. I might have been seeing things. I could have been imagining things then, but I swear I seen a little rattle. I'd love nothing more now than that rod to go over it. Bzzz. You win some, you lose some. I got cake. I think that I've just had a bite on the left one, and there's a boat coming through now. You couldn't make this up. Yes, yes, yes! Right at the end. Oh, come on. There's a boat about to come over the rod. It's only been a couple of little rattles. There was definitely a couple of rattles then, but that boat's going to come over now. No! No, God, that boat's low, isn't it? That's going to totally kill it. I just literally had a couple of rattles. I've been sitting it out all day for this. Boat, go away! No! No, they're going right over my spot. No, this is horrible. I'm literally giving them 5 minutes and I'm out of here. 5 minutes, that's all they're having. Not for a split second then I thought we could have been in. You know, you get little like vibrations and the taps. That's normally what happens before the raise, like swim off and then you get the pull over. I really did think then. Can't do no more than I'm doing. I don't think I could have possibly have done anything more over the last few hours. As I say, you win some, you lose some. So I'm going to cut you off right there. And I'll only bring you back if there's a fish. So if you don't see me again from now, there's no fish. It's a blank. Guess I'll see you all in the next video then. Make sure you subscribe. Plenty more to come.